Right, welcome to another episode of Ruggers. Francois, ja, siehst toch. Francois, thank you for being here while having this pain, but we really appreciate. But the reason for this video is my Uber driver on Sunday morning said to me, whenever everything is going right, nobody's looking for what's going wrong. And that made me think about the Carlton Cup or the Carlton Cup League in the Bulls. Everybody's jumping up and down. The final was a brilliant game. No. It was tense until the last moments. The second team's final, brilliant game, tense till the last minutes or so. Everything seems to be 100%. But then I've been born in Pretoria. I've played for Tuks and everything for a while, and then you start asking some questions and ask if it's really that healthy, the club rugby in Pretoria.
So what you're saying is you went and scratched where
I'm not supposed to scratch like normal. Firstly, Tuks was not in the final. That's eyebrow raising. It's a major upset. I spoke to one of the coaches on Saturday evening. He said they lost 14 players. That obviously got contracted by the Pumas or wherever, so they're not available. But Tuks was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the biggest rugby club in the world.
Interesting.
So how could Tuks not field a match-winning team?
So you're saying lack of depth?
Well, it must be, and maybe we must look at the contracting of Tuks. And it's not, I hate Tuks. It's not like that. It's maybe we must look at the contracting of Tuks, because Tuks is contracting players from all over. All right. I spoke to some students also, and they said, but why must we go and play hostile rugby? There's no chance that we'll be taken up into the Varsity Cup squad or the Carlton Cup squad and that kind of stuff. And this has been going on for quite a while at Tuks.
Okay.
All right. My son played, I think, 10 years ago for them, the same problems there. All right. If you were not a contracted Bulls player, the chance that you will play Varsity Cup is nil.
All right. So what does the structure look like at Tuks?
Well, that's what I don't know. You've got the professional structure with your professional coaches and everything, and I don't know what's left. I don't think there's much left at the bottom.
Academy?
There's no academy. The academy was closed 2 or 3 years ago. Okay. And then the reason why I'm questioning the top part of the Tuks structures is the under-20 finals were played between Tuks 1 and Tuks 2. So if there's so much talent at under 20, where do they go to?
And where are they? Because Northam's, Naka, Billa, academies there as well that can bring up the under 20 talent.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's the second question. Now we've asked the question about Tuks, where does all the young talent go to? Or are they really good enough? Okay. The under 20 talent that they, but it should be, because I know they put out bursaries and everything for the under 20s, and the Tuks is normally quite a strong team in the young guns competition of the Varsity Cup. Traditionally. So that's the first problem. We're sitting with one of the icons of club rugby in South Africa.
That didn't feature at all.
Slowly disappearing. And I know I'm going to get a hiding for saying that, but I mean, if Tuks can't win the first or the second teams, it's just not on. All right, then we're asking the second question. The semi-finals of the under-20 competition, let me just get it 100%. Tuks whipped Naka Bulls 60 to 18.
Yes.
And Tuks 2 beat Harlequins 20-15. But both Harlequins
and Naka
has got academies. So now the next question, what's going on at the academies?
Surely the talent should be in those academies to prevent those scores.
Precisely. And I mean, we did a few programs a while ago asking the reasoning behind the academies, and do they really attract top under 20s or top school leaving players? And this is again not bashing anybody, it's asking questions. You've got Centurion that's also got an academy there.
Yeah.
You've got Naka that's got an academy, and you've got Harlequins that's got an academy. With Naka's academy, I know Marinas and them they're not scared to place players out of their club structures to other unions and everything to give the guys opportunities. And we can also claim that due to COVID-19, there wasn't many players that enrolled at those academies. That we don't know.
So there's currently a gap, maybe due to COVID-19, because academy is pretty much an opportunity for the player that didn't get contracted at a union to still continue playing. And hopefully still be noticed and make progression.
And I mean, we were at all three academies. And the quality of coaching and everything is there, or the quality or the willingness to coach and everything is there. But I'm asking the question, how does Naka, with an academy, loses 60 points to 18 to Tuks first 15?
No. So there's obviously seems to be a gap there that's missing in terms of talent or caliber of players. Maybe due to COVID, maybe not.
Yeah, I mean,
to see what happens next.
We must ask the questions. We'll phone the people later on and give the clubs and everything time to respond.
No.
But I mean, I'm putting it out there. What's happening with the under-20 league at the Bulls? Not really a big success.
No. Because that brings us to the under-20 competition. I believe that's changed again.
Yeah, we'll have the
separate discussion.
Yeah, the fixtures and everything that's completely changed by SARA once again. But I mean, the success of the senior squads of the Carlton Cup is very good for the Blue Bulls, because they may use those players in the Currie Cup, because they're playing the URC and the Currie Cup together. It's on the same time. So now they may use those players. The two squads had 14 or 16 Currie Cup players, 2 junior Springboks playing on Saturday in the final.
It's a good depth going ahead for next year's cup.
Brilliant planning by Willem and the Blue Bulls. But now we're sitting with a situation that there's now an under-21 league also, and an under-20 Currie competition and an under-19 competition.
And judging by the perceived lack of depth in the under-20 structures now, there's going to be some...
Because I promise you, there's going to be 5, 6 of the under-20s. I mean, Reinhard Ludwig, Jan-Hendrik Wessels and all those guys are going to be drawn up
senior squad.
To the senior squad.
Yeah.
So just question, everything is going brilliantly at the Bulls.
At the top.
The senior clubs is absolutely, well, we're worried about Tuks because it's not good for South African rugby, for varsity rugby and for Pretoria rugby. Yeah. That the real students, according to me, have stopped playing rugby. That depth is gone.
It's a pity, because somewhere it's going to catch up in terms of the going up, next year, maybe year after, in terms of senior players and the depth that's supposed to replace the outgoing senior players going forward.
Yeah, and being brutally honest, again, I think the 2 richest clubs made the final, because Northern replaced Impala Rugby Club, because of the funding of Impala went missing, and then most of the players went to Northern. So it's just a movement of players to money. Yeah. Naka has done a brilliant job the past 5, 6 years by Marinas and everything to build up the club, but they have very, very strong, financially strong sponsors.
And I must add, Northern has some good supporters as well, as we heard on.
Loud supporters, very loud supporters.
It's been a while. Good to have some crowds back in the stadium, and they made themselves heard, the Northern crowd. I must give them credit for that.
But you understand, so it seems everything is good, everything is fine, because the semi-finals that was played at Naka that we attended was brilliant matches.
Yes, definitely.
It was great matches.
Yeah.
So not saying that Centurion is also a strong club. Harlequins I'm going to say disappeared, but they didn't feature. But also traditionally a very strong club, very capable coaches and management and everything. But yeah.
Oh, let's see what the future holds. Interesting.
So that's the question. It's going well at the Bulls. I think the club rugby must be the strongest in the country from what we've seen. We haven't seen much of the other clubs or the other regions. But what's the problem at the under-20s? Is there a problem at the under-20s?